Let's start by talking about the mother culture, the Olmec. This is a chalice figure. It's a jade displayed, and jade was typically appreciated by the Olmec. It was worn by Asian elites, extremely durable and very rare. In fact, jade was very rare in the sense that it was a material very hard to find, although it was typically found in the Motagua River in Guatemala. The components of jade vary due to their color. For example, when jade is blue, it has components such as iron, titanium, and when jade is green, it has components such as sodium and aluminum. It has different tones. It could either be translucent or opaque. This particular thick collection was found at Teotihuacan. This necklace signifies sacrifice and warfare. It is from at least 100 victims.
This oyster shell shirt was found buried under the pala floor. It was made up of various shells, and as you notice on the bottom, a scallop-shaped pattern following larger shells that hang from below. These shirts were typically worn by warriors as their armor.
This is Lord Bacal's death mask. Lord Bacal was a Mayan ruler that created his sarcophagus with a specific detail. In this case, this jewelry piece has 114 large beads made of jade. It weighs 8.6 pounds, and it is an important communication of how the elite would prepare their afterlife with luxury and exuberance.
For some reason, Mexicans have really loved the details of birds. They appear from weaving baskets and toys to jewelry. Typically, bird jewelry usually dangles and has hanging ornaments which were favorited by the Hispanic women. Fish earrings are well-known descendants of the wiggling fish, ancient to the records over 400 years ago. Some records show that fish could also be related to the Christianity religion, as in one of the Bible pages, Jesus provides fish as food. As for butterflies, they are associated with the flickering fire, the soul, love, and flowers. Ex votos, commonly called milagros, are a truly Mexican contribution to devotional silver work. The little figurines, sometimes very primitive when done by the village silversmith, are often real emotional works of art. They are expressions of thanks for the intervention of the saints, and sometimes the entire robe of a popular santo is covered with these little replicas of various parts of the body or animals. Made of small discs rather than coins, these espejitos can be exchanged for money. Typically, the 5 peso coins had Hidalgo on it, and the 20 peso carries the Aztec calendar. These coins are used on bracelets, pendants, chains, brooches, and earrings, but necklaces were the main staple. These were made in Tehuantepec, and usually women wore these as a sign of power, prestige, and wealth. Here are classic designs of the Oaxaqueño filigree earrings. The finest of the pre-Spanish gold work came from the Mixtec goldsmiths, and much of it was made not long before the conquest. Typically, the filigree earrings that you see here are derived from the 18th century Spanish and French style. So a little bit about medals and pendants. They were worn to symbolize saints. The most commonly seen pendant was the Virgin Mary. Now, if we were talking about religious charms and symbols, such as the crosses on the rosaries, we find that the rosaries are symbolic of salvation and faith. Consistency is key to belief, which is why there are multiple prayers being said per bead. See, the rosary is seen as a prayer to God through Mary, whom has appeared holding a rosary in her depictions. Crosses are mainly for personal wear and have become more common throughout the years past the ancient civilizations.
Chicana millennials is our contemporary wave of jewelry. Chicana jewelry is iconic due to their boldness and apologetic style. It is important to note that Chicana jewelry is intentional on reclaiming indigenous culture. Cultures that Chicanas have begun to critique, bringing topics such as feminism to rewrite narratives. For instance, culture shock is typically known as a betrayer. At this particular stage, nonetheless, Chicanas are trying to define Koyoshauki as a brave deity that protected their people from war. This type of jewelry is also rooted in working class aesthetics, taking pride on immigrant backgrounds, such background that has been looked down upon by the dominant class in the United States. It is visible that there is a difference in the type of materials used from ancient to contemporary. Chicana jewelry revolves around entrepreneurship and affordable crafts. This type of jewelry range from $9 to $23. And by using this type of materials, Chicanas are trying to create accessible jewelry while bringing pride to their communities. This is not an elitist jewelry like it used to be in ancient times. It's not jewelry that is typically worn by royalty or lords. This is jewelry that is being typically worn by immigrant communities. This is jewelry that is worn by Chicana students, by the regular demographics that they grew up with. So it is important to mention that Chicanas are trying to give a new definition to jewelry.